Hey peeps! Bet you thought I forgot about you. I didn't. I didn't forget about you at all. We were gone for the weekend for a family event, and it was so much fun. So very, very much fun. So I'm back at it, and we're hitting the ground running, and we're doing a little bit more this week, focusing in on resilience and the things that can be done to help you recover from adverse childhood experiences. Now, in my email inbox today, I got no, I take that back. It wasn't on email inbox. It was on Yahoo News or something like that, Google News, one of those little cards that come up when you start looking to search something. And it was all about ACEs recovery and how the studies have shown that most of the chronic and terminal illnesses that we are dealing with so much in America are they can be created by adverse childhood experiences. The stress and the tension that happen currently because of past trauma, that can lead us to overeating, which leads us to diabetes, which leads us to weight-related complications and stuff like that. If we hold our energy and our trauma around our heart, we could develop heart issues. It's interesting how the trauma from youth can come and will actually get stuck in our bodies and lead us to illness. So as I was reading that, I started thinking to myself a little bit more deeply about, okay, so this, I know this is true. I've seen this in my work with other people that have developed weight problems, that have developed anxiety problems, and so on, based on their past trauma. So why not me? What's the difference? I get that I've been working very hard for quite a few years, but I think that there was something in the foundational part of my life that that really put a really good tool. Hey Jim, thanks for joining us. Oh, and those of you who are joining, please put live in the comment box if you would, please, or replay for watching on the replay. I appreciate that. It gives me a little bit of insight as to when people are seeing and what they're seeing and when they're not. Hey Michael, how are you doing, doll? My heart goes out to you, sweetie. I think of you all the time. So thank you for joining us. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. What makes the difference between people who hold their trauma in their body and it becoming illnesses in later years, and those who maybe haven't, what could be the difference? And one of the most important things that I came up with in thinking about this was I remembered a story. Hey Bonnie, thanks for joining. So I remembered a story from when I was about 10 years old, and I was in a foster family. Oh my gosh, Patty, I'm so glad you're here for this. This is awesome. So I was actually just going to talk about being at the rink when I was about 10 years old. And I skated practice. We were skating practice for pairs when this happened. And so my partner was significantly taller than me, of course, most people are, and he had me up in a full extended press lift. So, hey, Sean. So if you've ever seen pair skating on the Olympics, you'll know what this lift is like. Guy is on the bottom, hands fully extended up, and torso is above that of the woman with her legs outwards, and he's spinning around. And my skate got caught on the railing of the rink as he was bringing me down. And he went upended on his back on the ground with his skates just below my rib cage. I landed, bam, flat on his wheels on my rib cage, and it knocked the air out of me. It really did. Hey Laura, thanks for joining us. Hey everybody who just joined, if you would give me a hashtag live in the comments for watching live. If you're watching this on the replay, please put hashtag replay. All right, now back to the story. So I was in a lot of pain. I mean, in tears. And my foster mom, Grace, loving soul that she is, comforted me, and she had this big wide 6-inch ace bandage that she wrapped around my ribs so that I felt more secure, and then had me go back out on the floor and practice a little bit more. A few minutes later, probably about a half an hour later, her husband, Bud, came into the rink. Now, this is what I want you to know about Bud. He is probably, at 10 years of age in my life, he was probably the first respectable, trustworthy man I'd ever known. He had a way of letting you know that you were safe and secure, and he wasn't going to take any shit. He wasn't going to believe any bullshit. Okay? And he was wonderful. He would come into the rink after his work was over, so maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours into our practice, and he would coach anybody that would take his advice. He just had fun being there with the kids, encouraging them, and so on. So when he walked into the rink and I'm out there skating, real gentle stuff with this big old ace bandage around my rib cage, he calls me over and he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Well, I fell and I got hurt, and it helps, and I feel a little bit better now." And he's like, "Okay." He says, "You feel a little bit better now?" And yeah. And he's like, "Great, get that damn thing off and go out there and skate. Not, just skate around. Go out and do what you need to be doing, right?" And it was a little bit of a, "Oh, really?" kind of thing. But I did exactly what he asked. And I took off the ace bandage and I went back out there and I started doing some cross pulls and doing some spins and doing some jumps. And yeah, my ribs were a little tender, but they weren't broken. They were barely bruised, right? So I wouldn't have necessarily put it in these words back then. But out of that experience, I learned a number of very important things that would help me see myself through recovering from trauma as my life progressed. The first and foremost is it's okay to fall. You fall when you're trying to expand your skills. Hey, Marie. Hey, Laura. It's okay for you to fall. It's even okay for you to hurt. Really, it's okay to hurt. And it's okay to be gentle with yourself for a little while after that. All right? But after that, it's time to get your ass back out there and do what you came to do. Period. You are allowed to have a pity party for 5 minutes, then get your ass back in gear and get out there fighting for what you need and want in your life. And that lesson alone was like the most important tool that I have in my resilience toolbox to this day, to know that it's okay to fall down. Hey, Marie, it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be gentle with yourself when you're hurt. But then don't wallow there. Get up, get out there, and do what you came to do. Now, for all of you out there, this is your homework for today, all right? I want you to reach out to someone who has, in the past, kicked your ass back out on the floor. Get out there and do what you came here to do. I want you to reach out to them. Hi, Rashmi. Reach out to them. I don't care if it's in Facebook Messenger. I don't care if it's by phone. I don't care if it's through email. I don't care if you send smoke signals, as long as they can understand smoke signals, all right? The point is, I want you to reach out to them, and I want you to acknowledge them for the gift that they gave you in getting you motivated again, getting you back out there, getting you to get out of your pity party, get off the pity pot, stop licking your wounds and let them heal, right? And then I want you to come back and either post #done on this video or just private message me. Let me know that's done. And if you do it in writing, I would love it if it's not too personal, if you would share with me your acknowledgement to them, because I'd love to know how other people have become your tools in resilience as well. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be doing everything that I can to keep this pretty consistent. We're going to keep the podcast going on Friday. If you didn't get a chance to see it this past Friday, it's out there in the Facebook Live archives. I focused on Trisha Christo, and I would love to focus on you the same way. If you have a business on Facebook and you could use your product skills in front of a few more eyeballs, I'd love to do a hour interview with you focused specifically on what it is that you do so that you can get your message out there further into the world. At this point in time, there is no cost for this. I just want to help you, and that helps me as well. And if you're interested in any of the work that I do individually with people with resilience coaching, please put hashtag resilience in the comments, and I'll reach out to you for a conversation. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and have a fantastic week. Bye, y'all.